A few years ago, kale was everywhere. It was on restaurant menus, in smoothie recipes, and on the plates of health-conscious eaters everywhere. Then came the backlash. People started making fun of kale. They called it overrated. They said it was a trend. They moved on to other greens like spinach and arugula. But here is the truth. Kale is still the king of leafy greens. It was not just a fad. It earned its crown through science. No other leafy green matches kale's combination of nutrient density, versatility, and health benefits. In this article, we will explore why kale remains the undisputed king. You will learn about its incredible nutritional profile, its unique compounds, and how to eat it for maximum benefit. By the end, you will be ready to bring kale back into your kitchen. Let us start with the most obvious reason. Kale is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. When you compare kale to other leafy greens like spinach, lettuce, or Swiss chard, kale wins in almost every category. 1 cup of raw kale contains more vitamin C than an orange. That is right. Kale beats oranges in vitamin C. Vitamin C is essential for your immune system, your skin, and your ability to absorb iron. The same cup of kale contains more vitamin K than you need in an entire day. Vitamin K is critical for blood clotting and bone health. It activates proteins that help your bones absorb calcium. Without enough vitamin K, your bones become weak and brittle. Kale also contains massive amounts of vitamin A in the form of beta-carotene. Vitamin A is essential for eye health, immune function, and cell growth. 1 cup of kale provides more than 200% of your daily recommended intake of vitamin A. That is more than carrots, more than sweet potatoes, more than any other leafy green. And kale does all of this for only 33 calories per cup. You cannot find a better calorie-to-nutrient ratio anywhere in nature. But the nutrient density of kale goes beyond the basic vitamins. Kale is also rich in minerals that most people do not get enough of. Calcium is one of them. 1 cup of kale contains about 100 milligrams of calcium. That is roughly 10% of your daily needs. But here is the kicker. The calcium in kale is more absorbable than the calcium in dairy products. Dairy contains calcium, but it also contains compounds that can block absorption for some people. Kale has no such blockers. Magnesium is another mineral abundant in kale. Magnesium is involved in hundreds of biochemical reactions in your body. It helps regulate blood pressure, blood sugar, muscle function, and nerve function. Most people are deficient in magnesium. Kale can help fill that gap. Potassium is another mineral found in high amounts in kale. Potassium lowers blood pressure by counteracting the effects of sodium. A diet rich in potassium reduces your risk of stroke and heart disease. 1 cup of kale provides about 9% of your daily potassium needs. Now let us talk about antioxidants. Kale is loaded with antioxidants, but it has one in particular that sets it apart: quercetin. Quercetin is a flavonoid with powerful anti-inflammatory and antihistamine properties. Studies have shown that quercetin can reduce allergic reactions, lower blood pressure, and even protect against certain types of cancer. Kale also contains camphorol, another flavonoid that has been shown to protect your heart, reduce inflammation, and fight oxidative stress. But the most impressive antioxidant in kale is sulforaphane. Sulforaphane is a sulfur-containing compound that is formed when you chop, chew, or blend kale. It activates a complex system in your body called the NRF2 pathway. This pathway turns on your body's own antioxidant and detoxification genes. In other words, sulforaphane does not just act as an antioxidant itself, it tells your body to produce more of its own antioxidants. This is a powerful effect that few other foods can match. Sulforaphane has been studied for its ability to protect against cancer, reduce inflammation, and even improve brain function. Kale is also an excellent source of fiber. 1 cup of cooked kale contains about 5 grams of fiber. That is roughly 20% of your daily needs. Fiber is essential for weight loss, digestive health, blood sugar control, and heart health. The fiber in kale is a mix of soluble and insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber forms a gel in your stomach. It slows down digestion, keeps you full, and helps lower cholesterol. Insoluble fiber adds bulk to your stool and keeps your digestive system moving regularly. Together, they make kale a powerful tool for maintaining a healthy weight and a healthy gut. Most people do not eat enough fiber. The average American eats only about 15 grams per day, far less than the recommended 25 to 38 grams. Adding kale to your meals is an easy way to boost your fiber intake without adding many calories. Let us address the elephant in the room, the taste. Many people say they do not like kale. They find it bitter, tough, or unpleasant. This is a fair criticism. Raw kale can be tough and bitter, but there are simple ways to make kale delicious. The first is to massage it. When you massage raw kale with your hands for a few minutes, you break down its tough cell walls. The kale becomes softer, more tender, and less bitter. You can also massage it with a little olive oil, lemon juice, or vinegar. The acid and oil further soften the leaves and add flavor. Massaged kale is perfect for salads. The second way to make kale delicious is to cook it. Sautéed kale with garlic and olive oil is one of the simplest and most satisfying side dishes. The heat breaks down the toughness and mellows the bitterness. Add a pinch of salt and a squeeze of lemon. You will be amazed at how good it tastes. The third way is to bake it into kale chips. Toss kale leaves with olive oil and salt. Bake at 350 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes until crispy. Kale chips are crunchy, salty, and addictive. They are a much healthier alternative to potato chips. The fourth way is to add kale to soups and stews. Kale holds its texture better than spinach. It adds nutrition and a pleasant chewiness to any broth-based dish. The fifth way is to blend kale into smoothies. A handful of kale adds nutrients without significantly changing the flavor. Pair it with banana, mango, pineapple, or berries. You will not even taste it. One question people often ask is whether kale is safe to eat every day. The answer is yes for most people, but there are a few caveats. Kale is high in vitamin K. Vitamin K helps your blood clot. If you take blood-thinning medications like warfarin, you need to keep your vitamin K intake consistent. Sudden increases or decreases can affect your medication. Talk to your doctor before adding large amounts of kale to your diet. Kale is also high in oxalates. Oxalates can contribute to kidney stone formation in people who are prone to them. If you have a history of calcium oxalate kidney stones, you may want to limit your kale intake or cook it thoroughly. Cooking reduces oxalate levels. Finally, some people experience digestive discomfort when they first start eating kale. This is usually due to the high fiber content. Start with small amounts and gradually increase. Drink plenty of water. Your gut will adjust. Another common question is whether frozen kale is as good as fresh. Yes. Frozen kale is picked at peak ripeness and flash frozen immediately. This locks in its nutrients. In fact, frozen kale can sometimes be more nutritious than fresh kale that has been sitting on a store shelf for days. Frozen kale is also cheaper and lasts longer. Keep a bag in your freezer. You can add it directly to smoothies, soups, and stews without thawing. It is convenient and nutritious. Canned kale is also available, but it is often high in sodium. Rinse it thoroughly before using. Fresh is best, but frozen is an excellent alternative. Let us talk about the different types of kale. Curly kale is the most common variety. It has frilly, curly leaves and a robust flavor. It is great for salads, smoothies, and chips. Lacinato Kale, also called Tuscan kale or dinosaur kale, has dark, flat, bumpy leaves. It is more tender and slightly sweeter than curly kale. It is excellent for sautéing and for soups. Red kale has purple-red stems and leaves. It has a slightly milder flavor and is beautiful in salads. Baby kale is harvested early. It is more tender and less bitter than mature kale. It is perfect for eating raw in salads. All varieties are nutritious. Choose the one you like best. In summary, kale is still the king of leafy greens, for good reason. It is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. It contains more vitamin C than an orange, more vitamin K than you need in a day, and more vitamin A than carrots. It is packed with absorbable calcium, magnesium, and potassium. It is loaded with unique antioxidants like quercetin, kaempferol, and sulforaphane. Sulforaphane activates your body's own antioxidant and detoxification systems. Kale is also an excellent source of fiber, which helps with weight loss, digestion, and blood sugar control. It is versatile. You can massage it, sauté it, bake it, blend it, or add it to soups. It is affordable, widely available, and easy to prepare. The backlash against kale was never about the science. It was about the hype. Now that the hype has faded, we can appreciate kale for what it truly is, the king of leafy greens. So the next time you're at the grocery store, grab a bunch of kale, take it home, massage it, sauté it, bake it, blend it, eat it every day. Your body will thank you, your heart will thank you, your bones will thank you, and you will understand why kale still wears the crown. Try kale. Feel the difference. Live healthier. That is the power of the king.